Alright, good evening guys. Welcome back to the Collegiate Star League. First game ended 2-1 in favor of Ohio State. UCLA going down. To many people's surprises, but we have another game just getting started for you guys tonight. So UC Davis going against the undefeated team, Poly de Montreal. The kind of European powerhouse, right? They have 3 players that moved to Quebec to go to university, and they're kind of a mystery to a lot of people. Not a lot of people expecting it. So it's definitely going to be an interesting game, and might be having a little bit of technical issues. So hopefully it's not on my end. Hopefully you guys can hear me. And anyway, we're just going to get right into the pistol round. So Lefu going for the pistol, or for the flash and the HE this round, and armor pretty much across the board for the terrorist side. So UC Davis looks like they want to go for a B split. So the 2 players at top mid, they're going to probably want to peek late and try and catch a rotate, see if they can work up cat and get that split going. But they're actually going to drop the bomb and let it head towards the A site. So this might be just a setup for a fake. CK holding Palace. They're just going to play passive and see if they can find something. And yeah, it looks like they do just want to go for a fake. They're just waiting for some aggression. I think they're kind of respecting Poly too much right now, thinking they're going to just go aggro and push things, try and gain information, but they're playing extremely passive, playing, some smart counter-strike. We got 1 player underneath Palace and No, and player set up from CT side, but this fake is working perfectly. Just the 2 players here in Apps are going to be able to pull this completely over. They wait till the last second, and they're going to get an easy plant. Sick play by UC Davis. And yeah, Poly are going to have to be banging their heads against the wall right now. Going in for the retake. HQZ, he's got a sick angle where he can just spot the head, so that's going to force CK to have to crouch, and they're just going to go push in right now before even everyone's rotated. So UC Davis, they should be in a lead, but they're actually on the back end, and he can't find the Glock spam, so this is going to be down to Ecstasy. He's going to have to pull off a 1v4, but the bomb's planted so safe. There's nothing he can really do, and the defuse comes in just in time with probably maybe 5 seconds left in the round, so Polytech winning that retake after all the fakes and that round being dragged out to the last second. UC Davis aren't able to win it, so really unfortunate. Let's see. Yeah, I'll just be solo casting for a little bit. We should have Edwin. I was, going to introduce my boy. Having a little bit of tech issues, but it's not an issue. Nothing we're not used to resolving too quickly, and it looks like we're just going to see a force buy out of UC Davis, or a pistol buy rather. They probably just want to waterfall out of Palace. It's a pretty good strat. Unless they're stacking the A site, you can generally find that 1 kill, maybe use your smoke to smoke off CT, and just get that bomb plant. Assure that you can get a full buy in the next round, and should be pretty decent, but we'll see what can happen. They actually did go for P90s and M4s, and this is the perfect weapon right now to counter. Just spam, easy hold, and only losing 1 weapon, so not a big deal. No getting 2 before he went down, and it's like we will be getting that force buy regardless. Thanks to getting that plan on the first round, it would have allowed them to maybe get an AWP this round, which would have been nice. But regardless, they'll be back in it, and yeah, they bought down to 0, so no utilities, 2 smokes, 1 Molotov on Ed, and we'll see what's gonna happen from here. And there'll be, yeah, just kind of some top mid control. They're going to spread out, set up their defaults, 1 in Apps, 1 Palace, 1 ramp. Pretty standard play for the most part. They're actually just, I think they're respecting Poly so much. Like, they're really afraid of getting, just peeking and getting instantly dinked and just falling apart in a buy round. So they're not even taking mid quite yet. But if they get their timings right and they can draw HQZ out of window, like right now, they could definitely find something. So now he's spotting underpass, starting to get a little bit suspicious. And we'll see if this slow play will pay off for UC Davis. Ed from UC Davis. He's in a decent position. He's going to slow peek out a ramp, and they have no idea he's here. So I thought he was going to be here to try and draw rotate so they can make a B play, but they're actually already on their way. And he gets pop flash, gets instantly dropped. And now the late A push is coming, so No, a little bit confused why they're being so slow. He goes for the peek and gets punished for it. So the slow play paying off right now. CK finding that pick, and well, now they have a little bit of an opening. Slow rotate coming out of the CTs. They got the smoke down, but the sandwich player, Yasu, he's able to find 1 kill. 1 and done. He gets dropped instantly. Squeaks with the trade. They have a smoke in the way, but they got to get this plant down now. CK planting in the open. It just gets instantly peeked by the stair player, so a little bit of a misplay. You really just can't plant in the open, and now there's no time. Ecstasy's going to have to try and recover this in a 1-on-3, but not much he can really do. Polytech expectedly getting a 4th round, starting to gain a lead, and that economy's building up, starting to get pretty scary now out of Polytech. Op coming out of Yasu now, so maybe not the ideal round to go for the op. You're going against Eco, but you know, it's not bad to invest. So we'll see, and I think we might have my co-commentator here, Edwin. Are you back?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
yes.
Edwin.
Yes.
What's up?
No, it's me, it's me, Cheesehead. Hey, yeah, so it looks like Edwin's going through a few more technical difficulties. Hopefully he can maybe kind of try to figure them out, check sound settings and stuff like that. But for the time being, I'll kind of hop in and join in on the fun, good early rounds from
Joined a good time. It's just some eco bashing, so...
Yeah, no, I mean, it's been just basically Poly really cleanly. Positioning, setting up, hitting up shots. Their fundamental play is just so good all around, like everywhere. You see some of these teams like UCLA, they're great on the strategic side. You see Ohio State, they're great on the individual shooting side, individual talent. Poly is just good everywhere. They're like it's a scary thought what kind of damage they're going to be doing like all the way through this tournament. Like maybe they will have to face like an Ohio State, somebody that can actually match them on individual skill level and talent at least. Like strategy, I don't know if it's going to be enough to counter somebody like this. It's pretty insane like how good they play. Not to be very biased or fair, but it's just if you've watched them play these past couple of weeks, they have been ridiculously good. Like another class above everybody else. It's been fun.
No, definitely, and like they're not prone to making too many misplays either. Like they're very consistent. They make sure to get their trades, and that's what's really scary about them is there's not a lot of openings, but they're gonna find it right now. They get the 2 easy executions on the B site. There's actually the number 2 player hiding behind the smoke, Lefu. He finds 1 kill. He gets another one on the planner, evening it up for Poly. So there you go. Even when things are looking dire, they even it out, and it was actually only 1 player down on B, so he hid very well behind the smoke, and No on the rotate from apartments, he finds double kill entry onto the site. So yeah, even when things are looking nice for UC Davis, they opt for a fast strat. They get a pick on the other side of the map. They find the entry onto the site, but that smoke from Yasu, or not Yasu, I believe it was Lefu, he just hid behind the smoke, finds the player walking towards bench, and then instantly gets an easy kill on the planner. So biding his time, and that's the kind of play you're gonna have to go against here in Ro8, and as we're heading to the finals on the road to DreamHack.
Indeed, indeed. Now, for those that are wondering in chat, if you guys ever see like a little bit of like a lag spike or something that might, you know, put the stream on a laggy delay look, that's me just tabbing out to either to adjust something or to like open up Skype or something like that, just to see what's going on. For those that are wondering, it's not you guys dropping frames or anything wrong on your end. It might be just us tabbing out really quick as well. So hopefully you guys, you know, if you guys have any stream issues or quality, you guys can drop it to medium. Whoa. Crazy. Mr. Edwin, is that you?
Is he back? Do we have...
Hey, is it working?
Yeah,
Hey,
I think
yeah.
so.
Okay, here we go.
We're slowly getting there. You still need to adjust a little bit, like maybe a little bit higher volume.
Okay.
Yeah, just try and adjust your volume a little bit higher. I think you should be good to go. But it looks like, yeah, the T defense just getting completely obliterated. They're trying to make their way into the site, but again, they're just force buy after force buy. They get that consecutive loss bonus, but they just get completely destroyed in apps, and now the last 2 players are trying to find something. Squeaks.
Okay, so let's see.
Oh my god, yes, there we go.
Baby, he's back.
the first vol you made sounded like very robot-y. You were like, hello. Like I was like, God? Dad? Just like
It did. I was like, I thought someone
God.
was in my room. That was awesome. Well, okay, cool. Well, we can try cast for a little bit. I'm sure you'll.
I'll actually stick around for the end of this round. I'll play by play until the very end. CK, there we go. He gets dropped by No, and that's going to be 6 clean rounds for Polytech. We're in map number 1 for UC Davis versus Poly de Montreal. I'm going to leave it to Edwin and Joey, so you guys take it away.
All right.
Okay, cool, awesome.
Let's get into this. Edwin, what what does UC Davis have to do? Doesn't seem like anything's working. They haven't really taken mid control effectively. I think they're respecting Poly too much.
Okay, I just barely started watching because I've been trying to figure out my settings, but
Right.
from what we know, CK is actually the in-game leader of this team. I know that they're trying to get Squeaks to practice his in-game leading, especially in practices. They make him practice it, but so far I'm pretty sure CK would be the one in-game leading. As far as I can see, like, it's just an eco. They're just going to A. There's really nothing you can do except for just, like, try to get the bomb down. That's exactly what they're probably trying to do.
Yeah, so big thing I've noticed is that they're playing so passive that they're just allowing Poly to either retake or just take aim duels instead of them trying to like create the chaos. They're like being drawn into it, and they're kind of just falling into the trap of Poly. Like they love setups. They love to just bait and play trades, right? Like they're always gonna like play maybe one guy in like a one and done position, but then there's another guy just hiding behind the smoke, right? And he's gonna wait for the bomb plant. He's gonna double peek, and we're seeing celebration right out of Poly right now. There.
Oh my! So as we saw like last round, UC Davis they tried to do like some kaboom smokes, like LG, luminosity used to be called kaboom. They just try to get those smokes on sites, but the thing is they didn't smoke the back of a triple, which was pretty troll because then you could just have them peek and they just own you pretty much, and that's exactly what just happened there.
Yep. Yeah, it's I don't know. I think they got punished one time for trying to take mid, but what this is like allowing HQZ to do is like he'll hold mid for a bit and just run back, either play CT, rotate to B. They're able to just rotate to the site. There's no question when something's coming into play, and they might be playing themselves right now. The B player is actually drawing a rotate. Obviously, they have no idea this is happening, and they're gonna fall back. So now they're obviously Poly's gonna be a little bit more wary of this fake. So I think it's UC Davis now just lacking confidence more than ever. I think they came into the game really just expecting Poly to be gods, right? And obviously they're mortals. There's there's nothing there's nothing they're doing that's just outlandish. And there you go, no gets the first pick onto Ed. Yeah, it's kind of just falling apart. It's unfortunate because like UC Davis, they have the skill level, but they're just trying to take these individual peaks and these hero plays.
Aim battles.
They're not going to work.
Especially when their play style. When I even like in 10-mans, I play 10-mans a bunch with these guys, and when we're playing, it feels like they don't like to put a lot of thought in their plays. I don't mean to like play them down, but it's usually it's like they just want to get those aim battles in and just win them. This hardcore old CS, just aim and shoot. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, you got to think about the mentality of the game. A lot of people are really smart in the collegiate scene. If you look at Jordan from USC, he's one of the smartest players I've seen. We have, Will What's Wrong on UCLA. These guys are actually thinking about the plays that they're making. It's not all just aim and shoot. But, if you have a team that can aim really well, you have a team like SJSU, I played a game with them, a scrim. It's pretty interesting how they just they have simple strats, just defaulted every round, but they win.
Right.
They just win because their aim battles are ridiculous. They have really good aim, and that's pretty much the play style of UCD's nuts.
See if the UCD's nuts can find a little something on the B. They've been able to find success before. Lefu only getting one before getting dropped, and they should be able to get this plant. There's actually a pretty slow rotate, and there you go. Ed watching the flank, punishing Epsilon, who's able to push up mid, get a lot of information early around, but. Obviously wasn't able to figure out it was B in time, so now it's Polytech. They have to make this retake 3-on-5, 2 AWPs, though. This is definitely not the ideal weapon for it, but they have so much money that they may as well just go for it. Yasu down to a 1-on-3, finds the first kill, he's looking for more, but he's completely surrounded, and there we go. Like, pretty much just a eco force buy. Like, they bought armor and pistols, like, that was a non-investment, but because they had nothing to fear and nothing to lose, they played well. They just ran into a site, traded well, and they got the bomb down. They were able to hold it, so.
Ooh, he just throws the op over.
Maybe he's not feeling as comfortable. I saw HQZ with the AUG playing mid earlier, but he hasn't been contested once. Like, I haven't seen UC Davis once try and take an aim battle at mid. And that actually allowed Epsilon to push up last round. He literally pushed all the way up mid, was clearing T-spawn, and then the B-rush came in, right? So he was expecting more of an A execute like they'd been doing the entire time. Obviously made a little incorrect read, but again, like, they're not doing anything at mid. And I think this predictability is just allowing Poly to be prepared for whatever site executes coming.
Exactly. Especially like in Mirage, middle is literally an important part of the map. You know, you can revolve your strats around middle, especially underpass. You know, underpass you have the ability to go boost into window, boost into go into connector, but they're just not utilizing the middle of Mirage, which is why this is personally why I think they're just losing this round, like these rounds, because they just their strats are really nice. You know, their smokes are beautiful, but they're just easily readable. That's the problem.
And they don't have to worry about a lurker or anything, right? Like they were just all playing from jungle and CT, and no one's watching their flank. Like, no one cares, because they know they're not going to be flanked. And HQZ going for the knife on CK.
What a beast.
A little bit of disrespect, but I think they deserve to be, you know, to be cocky right now. Like, I don't think they have a question that they're going to lose. Bomb down. CK is going to have to recover. He does find that first kill. Lefu's actually very low, so if he commits to this aim battle, it could be extremely deadly for him. He finds a spray. CK goes for the 180. He knows where the last player is. 10 bullets left in the clip. Only 5 now. He has to find the shot, but it's going to be Epsilon to win in the end. So
that would have been clutch.
Yeah, nice attempt. I believe it was 3K there for CK. He was looking for the 4th. Yeah, like we were saying, mid, it gives you so many options, whether it's underpass, whether you want to boost window, whether you want to split cat, like do that B split.
Exactly.
And when the Abe take came in, normally you have to worry about your connector or worry about someone boosting in the window, right? But because they're all just forcing together, they're all just pushing A. That there's no worry, and they're actually going to push Palace and find that kill.
Wow.
Yeah, just full confidence out of Poly.
They just like push 2 into Palace. Pretty much that's the way I would counter strat it if you think about it. They just keep going A and A and just putting 1 in Palace. Like from the previous rounds, of course they would put people in Palace. It's an easy round for them now. Look, they could just retake, no problem.
So many angles for UC Davis to have to watch from, and was that No with a 4K? So yeah, he pushed Palace, found the entry. Well, quote-unquote entry. You know, people are very specific about their terminology. CTs can't get entries, but whatever. It's just, you know, it's the first kill. It's an entry for me, right? I don't know, if you're CT and you're being aggressive, that's kind of an entry, right? Like, you're bringing the battle into your own hands. So, I don't know. Anyway, Twitch chat, you can suck it. Anyway, 10-1, Poly with a big lead. Just kidding, I love you guys. Hearts. But yeah, this is honestly like UC Davis are just gonna have to make some huge plays, and again, they're just grouped up 5, and I think this is just the theme of the game. There's no question for Poly when these executes are coming in, they're able to just rotate every single time. Molotov coming out of the truck, that's gonna force Lefu to fall back. Epsilon from Get Right. He's been able to find a kill before going down pretty much every time. He does get that 1, and he will get traded. So every time he plays that position, he gets the 1. And again, HQZ from playing from behind pillar, but Ed actually reads it. And this is actually deja vu, because it's the exact same rotations coming out of the CTs. They rotate through underpass. It's CK watching the flank, finds that kill. And Yasu, again, the last man alive, coming from short. And he's going to have to find a pretty big play. They don't need to peek him at all. They can just let him walk into say. But Ed with the nice 1-tap. That'll send a message.
His pistol's name's Bot CK. That's funny.
Godlike. But actually, look at the money right now. This is Poly fully investing. Like, they've only lost 2 rounds, so all things considered, like, UC Davis are doing the damage.
Good, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
They're keeping the economy low. They just get those frags in. That's all they've been doing, and it's just happening. Now they might be able to get them on the next round because they're going to have to eco if they win this round.
Yeah, it's that war of attrition, right? Like, even though you're not winning the rounds, you're slowly dwindling down the economy. But look at Epsilon. He just runs in, finds a double spray down. Just big dick plays out of him. Now it's going to be down to the number 2 player, Lefu. But they've actually already rotated, so now there's a player on short. He'll be able to hear him fall back. He might be a little bit too late to hear it. No, just arriving. And now the cavalry, they're going to start pushing out. Smoke onto short. That'll stop the Opper from doing any damage. But there is actually no one at mid, right? Like they're not afraid of mid anymore. And this is the first time we're seeing it at a UC Davis. They're taking it late in the round after they get punished in apps. It's more of just a desperation play. And I think the fact that this Molotov's coming into connector is going to give everything away because they've never played mid at all. And now Poly's, HQZ is going to rotate right into window. He's like, I wonder if they're mid. No, finds a kill. Can only find one with the op. Pretty aggressive play from him, actually, to go for that. You're better off just playing the closet on Cat, going for that. And Lefu finds the first spray. He's looking for another one. Bombs down. CK's going to have to pull off an insane clutch again, but the AUG from HQZ is going to clean it up.
Legendary, dude.
Yeah, the AUG is a legendary weapon. People have been sleeping on it because, hashtag COD weapons or whatever, COD scope, and it's considered like a noob weapon, right? Like people, only silvers use it because it's an easy gun. But it's actually amazing. You watch Steel stream, right?
Stats, statistically, it's just a better gun. You can't change that fact.
Exactly. It's just the meta hasn't developed enough. People don't know the spray patterns, and I think we're going to start to see kind of a shift where you'll have that one AUG player. Maybe if the Opper doesn't have enough money, they'll just go for the AUG. And
oh, that's pretty genius. Never thought about that.
Because it's a great hybrid. Even when it's unscoped, it still statistically is better. It has a tighter recoil. It does more damage to armor. Like the SG has 100% armor penetration, like across the board.
First shot is 100% accuracy. Last time I checked too in the SG.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I think it's even when it's unscoped. But look at this aggression again. Epsilon, because there's no mid control being taken ever from UC Davis, he just pushes up. He doesn't.
It's just pushed up alone. That'd be bad if he died by himself, but he got the frag, edge frag. That's all he needs.
Ooh, Ed almost whiffing that spray, but CK able to clean it up.
Cavalry right behind him in apps.
Yeah, but look at this. Just 3 men were in apps actually. One just finally dropped. No, it's actually still 3 men in apps. They're all playing from apartments. Yasu's got to be so confused. UC Davis, please don't throw this right now. Yasu with the M4. He's eventually going to have to reload or tap the bomb. He's going to go for that. Actually switches for the AK. This is actually his chance to win the round. Has the smoke on balcony. Looks for the first spray, but CK drops down.
That drop shot.
Looking a little scary for Davis right there. But they've actually been doing good on the post plants. I'm going to count. There's 4 defuses. They have 3-round wins, right? So if they get the bomb down, it's either just that eco, they run in with pistols and get the bomb plant, or they win it. And that's been their biggest problem. They've just been getting destroyed before they can get to a site.
Yeah.
Because Poly's reading them, right? It's frankly, they're just getting read.
It's their play style, UC Davis, they just like to just go 5-man to a site, get the basics trades, and try to get the site once they have the site. They're really strong, I've almost never seen them lose a site once they have it. It's just the problem is, can they get to the site? Can they get the bomb down? That's all they need to do.
And do you think, at this point, watching Poly, that 4 rounds is going to be enough?
Oh, I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I think Davis, because, they have, like I said earlier, they have really good aim, When I feel like CT is definitely a smart, you have to be smart when you're playing, you got to find the right time to counter flash, make sure that you don't push on you, you got to have the right mollies. But if you have good aim, you could take out 3 people that are just lined up, That's the reason why you'll see, a bunch of the plays made on CT side. If you watch people like Shroud, or you see them just take a bunch of frags while enemies of T's are just entering into sites because they just have really good aim. I feel like that UC Davis can easily do this.
Yeah, and I think the fact that there's very little choke points on Mirage, which kind of ties into why mid is so important. You have to get those multiple angles, otherwise you're just forcing yourself into 1 or 2 choke points. But they're gonna go for this B rush again. They're kind of bread and butter. It's worked for them. Lefu finds the first pistol kill. Deagle's only left across the board, but they're just gonna get decimated. Actually, it's still 3 alive, so Epsilon, really low HP. He should not be able to find another kill, but...
Oh, Epsilon.
Player pushes through. Yeah, that... Oh my god, Epsilon, please. He's looking for another. He almost had UC Davis. Almost could have got a 12 round.
Back in chat,
Yeah. Back in the chat for standard Squeaks moves, or... in this case, it's, Epsilon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's funny. I actually I was playing ECA the other day and I accidentally queued up against him. Man, his aim just made me cringe. He was so good. He just runs in on ecos. He just made us lose. He's just running in with his deagle. It's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's comparable to Hex or anything, but
you got the legend, the god, the immortal. But yeah, look at this. 3 smokes. They have an execute ready, and UC Davis just full confidence pushing ramp.
You're going to half.
Yeah, they did not need to. This is where they need to just play safe. Thankfully, Squeaks will be able to get a trade kill, but it's still a 2v4. Both CTs on the slow rotate. No kit on site. They do have armor to work with, but it's going to make Poly's gonna have to make a huge misplay. Epsilon up at a really close angle, and he
what
hits
a
that shot. So they fed the P250s, and they're gonna use it against them. It's Davis, why, please?
I think the P250 was just a wrong buy, you know. Easily just armor up and play like stairs, CT, just like retake. You know, you don't need to be all up on E main, just aggressive P250s.
I think they must have been watching demos, and I bet Poly always just A executes on pistol, and they set up smokes right away. So they're like, we'll just catch them with their pants down, and they did have 3 smokes. Like they were ready to execute, but they were also ready for the push. So knowing that UC Davis was desperate, was going to go for something, just a complete. Actually, wow, CK, he's going to actually find a kill. Ecstasy pushing all the way out Cat. He finally gets dropped by Epsilon. And it's down to the...
He's baiting. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he's... Where are you right now? Liquid needs you. Too soon. Anyway, CK, he's finding another kill. These drop shots. I think it was Squeaks in the... Yeah, it was. He found that one from balcony. And, well, that's a lot of damage done. And they fully invested, too. There was, I think, maybe 2 SMGs and AK that are dropped so far. So, Epsilon in a sick position right now, so he should be able to do or clean up this round if CK makes a play, and that's going to be it.
Oh, I missed the kill.
Yeah, nice movement though. Nice movement by CK. He almost made it straight out the window without getting stuck. So, can you? I actually don't know if you can do that. Can you jump from the top vent in ladder room like straight out window? Can you like strafe
I
that?
don't think so. No, you can't.
Yeah, okay. I didn't think so. I was like, that's like some Shroud-like movement. Yeah, he would have done it by now. Like I would already saw it on the top of Reddit, you know, stereotypical Reddit things. And yeah, this is kind of
between Davis and Poly. You can see they're getting the mid control. Like we said, it really is important in this map.
Yeah, even if you're not gonna like take it every round, you need to make them afraid of you. Like, you need to make them, okay, we'll just smoke window. Like, they didn't even smoke window or anything. So, like, the mid player was able to just sit there and nest and just, like, get all the information. Like, there's just no fear instilled onto the Polytech team. And now they're doing it to UC Davis, right? Like, they're watching Connector. They're so afraid that they're going to get split on or that something's going to happen from mid. Squeak's trying to get a wall bang. I don't know how much penetration do pistols do. I don't think they do like
don't have that much.
any. Yeah, it was like it would probably do like 8 HP or something, maybe like 40 with a headshot or something.
No, lurking over here, taking a gun battle.
This is interesting that no one's died. Like they're completely just trying to play for exits. They understand that they're just gonna give up frags, so they may as well try and find something. There you go, Matthew. He's gonna get a little prize. Missile MP7.
Oh!
Jesus
They
Christ.
waited for the exit frags, but then they just completely got shut down. That's kind of sad, you know? You put so much effort, and then you just die.
You play so methodical, and then nope. And the only weapon they rescued was an MP7 that round, so Matthew just immediately dropped it. He's like, yeah, well, if we're gonna win, we're gonna like need all the arsenal we can have. And look at Polytech, just such a fast A-ramp push. This is something we never saw to Davis. Matthew able to get one, and actually Ecstasy finding another as well. But look at the D right now on Epsilon.
Epsilon
AK
has
on
a really nice change of pace in their plays. You know, they're taking it slow and methodical, but then this round they just went ham and just caught UC Davis off guard. You know, it's really, really well thought out.
Yep, and they were playing for the mid control, right? They had one guy connector stairs, one guy window, and another guy pushing up cat. So they had 3 guys ready for the crossfire mid, and all of their positions were useless. Smokes came in, they were completely cut off. They didn't even have I don't even think they had a smoke at the top of stairs, but it didn't matter because all the attention was drawn towards mid. So by the time the execute came out, there was, I think, maybe 2 guys on site that were like in front of the smokes, which was pretty much the best situation you can get in. But at that point, you just have to hit your aim duels and hope the rotation comes in. But
exactly.
Yeah, Polytech just another level
just
ahead of
UC Davis. Outplaying them strategically, you know.
Just across the board.
They really are. You know, they like you said, they just took mid control the round before that, and then all of a sudden just went straight to A. UC Davis just totally confused and like, why aren't they mid?
Exactly. Well, as a recommendation from Will, we are the commentator's curse Star League. Every time we call a game, it like gets really close. So I'm just gonna call it right now. Polytech gonna win the game right now. This is gonna be the last round, 16-4. It is a force buy for UC Davis, a scout from Ed. You'd expect the scout player to be jump spotting from apps, but he's actually going to be playing towards the mid. And there we go, entry right away out of Polytech.
You see, CK, he's just playing in the spot in the corner. He usually likes to play this spot, especially like I said earlier from 10 mans. If you watch Next Gen from SJSU, he likes to play in this spot. I think it's a pretty troll spot. And then we have Matthew over here with his 2 kills. What a beast!
Let's go, Davis. Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, I just want to see some good Counter-Strike. Like, it sucks to see a blowout no matter who's
What
winning,
a shot by Ed!
Oh, but HQZ finds the return frag. 11 HP. He's trying to find the player on his flank, but the player from Triple's actually going to push him while his back's turned. So, yeah, there's a little life for UC Davis. You know, I thought it was over. I called 16-4. I'm wrong. You know, I'll admit it. I'll admit it. Activated, yeah. I typed in, you know, MP underscore commentator's curse in the console, and it's activated. Happens. Yeah, dude, SV cheats 1. It's ready to go. I'm just no clipping around the map. Anyway. But yeah, look at this control at UC Davis. They're actually just going for the triple towards site. Matthew, he's watching towards mid. And Ecstasy's pushed up into into ladder room. You'd think he could actually single-handedly like watch this position. He's able to hear a lot. But again, the fact that like Poly's abused the mid is making him afraid of it. And this smoke execute could be really effective. No one's on site. Like they're pretty much just playing for the retake or hoping there's some gap in the smoke that they can exploit.
Oh man.
Nice. Yeah, this is falling apart. There's not even a smoke here to cover up connector. Like
they smoke up jungle, but not connector. I mean, it's okay. I think it's a okay play because they have one coming up from underpass, which makes sense.
Oh,
so
true.
Yeah, one was underpass, and Poly just like I think that was a good strat.
That was actually a really good play because it gives him that opening, right? Like he at least has vision, so it's not like he has to run through a smoke.
It pretty much it baits anybody in jungle to look onto sight because then they have the whole vision, but the person coming up from underpass could just kill him from behind.
Right. Well, CK, really he's found 2 kills. He's looking for this pop blast, see if he can get the player from Sandwich, but he actually just gets stuck in the meantime, kind of gets lost in the smoke. And 16-5 for Polytech. So, yeah, it was not a lot of players showed up. CK getting 22 kills that round, and the rest of his team just falling short. So, but yeah, that really wasn't individual players. That was just one team having like a completely superior coordination over the other.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that'll be map 1, guys. Just in case you're tuning in, this is a best of 3. We're in the RO8 to find out who's going to qualify for the top 4. And from that point, they only have to win 1 more game, and they're going to get flown out to DreamHack in just a month and a half, I believe. So there's only 2 games left to find that qualifying spot. So definitely like a lot on the line. UC Davis, they're going to be a little down on themselves, but you know, this is Counter-Strike Go. Anything can happen. 1 map at a time, 1 round at a time. So I want to see some good CS. So, you know, no bias. I really just want to see good games. And it kind of sucks. It's not as fun to watch a 16-5, but regardless, that's the way it goes. Poly superior. And that'll be it for map 1. So take a short break, throw on some music, maybe turn off some ad block, and we'll see you guys very shortly.
Unfortunately, this week's journey has come to an end, but that's no reason to be sad. Let's finish off today with a bang. If you were at a showcase this past weekend, this should sound pretty familiar. Here is unreleased Stonebank and Emil with their track, Be Alright.
Don't look back. I know you feel like you're losing track. I know your heart bleeds. Don't lose your mind. Just let it be, let it be. Know you're dying inside. I know it gets harder, days get longer, but close your eyes. It's gonna be alright. I know it gets harder, and days get longer, but close your eyes.